Dennis is my new best friend.
All right, everyone. Viewing this is going to be a little bit unusual because, as with everything that Zach and Kelsey and I do, this is purely organic. But we are here shooting a behind-the-scenes show with Bill Goldberg for his show. Therefore, Zach is shooting behind the guys that are shooting the show. The main reason we're here is for the lawman to see Bill's garage. So that's how we got you this coffee walk. So it's going to be a little bit wonky, but it's going to be cool. So grab your cup of joe. Let's go.
That is awesome.
Worldwide shipping is available on this cream puffer. What a great day to be alive. Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Runs hard. Wow.
Outstanding. So grab your cup of joe and let's go. We're here in Bill Goldberg's garage, and this is his actual garage, and I think that's him in the TRX. Not sure. Kind of some mild-mannered driving. But he's got a garage door opener, so probably so. Jackhammer. Love the license plate. It's like Mopar no car on this end. I've got to get another job. And when you're going to visit Bill Goldberg, you got to look your best and feel your best. Groons will help you do that. Sugar-free, superfood, gummies. Gut health, energy, immunity, recovery, beauty, and cognition. My hair looking the best, my nails looking best, feeling good, good gut health. Look at those Groons bears. And I am confident you're going to like the taste. One of my favorite things about Groons is they're methylated. You're not just taking a bunch of vitamins that your body may or may not absorb. You need to be absorbing these vitamins. Gluten-free, which I am, dairy-free, sugar-free. It tastes great. This really does give you a nice boost in energy for the rest of the day. I really like to take these kind of about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I have a little bit of a lull. It takes me out of that lull, takes me out of that hole, and I'm ready to go. Get up to 52% off, just click that link in my description. Thanks again to Groons. How appropriate Bill Goldberg's on there, Mr. Fitness himself, for sponsoring this week's video.
How are you, sir?
I don't know. I still feel like I'm in St. Louis or where was I? Omaha? I don't know where the hell that was.
You were in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, then I went to Omaha.
Oh, sorry.
Or no, I was in Omaha and then I went to Lincoln.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was interesting, but hey, it's all about cars, so how can I not have fun?
I just told Zach I got to get another job.
Stop it.
This is your garage?
Here's the deal. The deal is that I obviously concentrate on the aesthetics on the outside instead of worrying about what's on the inside. I could have a couple more $1 million worth of cars in here if I would have done it the other way around. And if I had it to do all over again,
What would you change?
I'd still build it like I'd put a front door on my place.
Oh, you have to open the doors to get in?
Yeah, there's no front door. Right.
Oh, well.
I wanted 16 garage doors. I just forgot about a front door. Now there are 2 side doors, but you know, I don't know. They're 160 feet away from each other.
Well, the first thing I noticed when I walked in is you got a hand-painted lawman. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I gotta get as many cool trinkets of that wonderful thing that you allowed me to purchase as humanly possible. And then right inside here, you see the painting we got of it.
Awesome.
My wife is currently building a frame for it. So,
Who did that one?
you know, I don't know. That was actually a gift. That was a gift.
You know, that's the best way to get something like that.
Someone had that made and by a local artist, and then they gifted it to me. But yeah, that thing is absolutely awesome. I like it because it's cool, it's original, and it's not perfect, which is kind of like me.
I was reviewing the notes this morning because I've kind of forgotten some stuff. And still, I got re-stirred up and excited about it. I didn't realize how long you've had that car.
I know.
Wow.
Is
it 22 years or 21 years?
20.
I think it's 21 because you got it in January.
I got it in January. You know the story about where I was when I bought that car?
Well, here's what I remember. Correct me. So Bob Johnson came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder. He goes, "First of all, is this real?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Give me the quick rundown." And he goes, and I told him some stuff that nobody else knew. Yeah. And then I think you were in Japan. Yeah. Look at that, I remember that.
I was in Japan and I sent Bob there because there was a 68 Grotto Blue RS SS Yanko that I wanted.
Okay.
And it was up in San Clemente, and I had seen the car once, but I wanted to buy the car. And I knew Bob frequented Barrett Jackson every freaking year, every auction.
He has always been the nicest guy to me. Because
Bob got me in the business.
when I first started going there, people would call me the kid.
Yeah.
Because I was really young. But he always treated me just like everybody else. He's always been such a neat guy.
He's a wonderful dude. He sold me my first Hemi car.
But we talked about it, and he goes, man, Dennis, you can be happy. You know, I bought it from Bill. I said, that is great. Where were you in Japan?
Well, I was wrestling in Japan.
But what city
I was
were you
in Tokyo.
Okay.
And it was 4 o'clock in the morning. What had happened was I gave Bob my agent's phone number.
Okay.
Because I knew I wouldn't answer the phone. So my agent calls me at 4 o'clock in the morning. And he says, you better get down here, Bob's on the phone. And I picked up the phone and he said, I got your Yanko for you, but you should see what they just brought on stage afterwards. I'm like, well, what is it? And he goes, it's the Law. And before he even spit out Lawman, I said, buy it. Whatever it is, frickin' buy it. He said when they started it up, it blew the planters off the
It did.
stage.
All completely off stage.
And I'm like, freaking buy it. But ironically, and they say everything happens for a reason, ironically, I had seen a special on it 2 months before. And I can't remember what program it was on, but it brought to the forefront that tour. And I had never heard about it. I'd never heard about that car. But in the back of my mind, I knew, oh man, I knew that story. And
it's
and
crazy.
that car came up afterwards.
It's crazy. What is that?
That's the 70 and a half Z28 Trans Am car that, who was third in command at Barrett? Shorter guy, Gary Bennett. That was Gary's car that he used to race with Craig.
Okay.
When they used to do all the SCCA stuff on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And so Ron Kirby raced that car since it was new.
So do you know how many cities in Japan that car was in?
I do not.
Because I don't know them all, but I know it was in Osaka, and I'm going to butcher a bunch of these names, but it was all over the military bases in Japan. This was the Asian tour car.
Uh-huh.
So there were 6 cars.
Uh-huh.
So you had 5 428 Cobra Jet cars. Then you had that car, the Lawman car.
Yep.
So anyway, but its most famous is because it was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
That was just massive.
Yeah.
So there were 240,000 troops participating in that
Saw
program.
that, yeah.
So what a lot of people don't know is that program was to teach these guys how to drive high horsepower cars. And what's crazy is you see them in these massive mess halls and they're all sitting down completely paying attention because they all wanted the opportunity to see it and drive it.
Yeah.
But I brought some really neat stuff that's, it almost becomes quite emotional. When I owned that car, one of the neatest guys I ever met was the guy that actually was in charge of disassembling the first car that was crushed by the container that rolled on it. That was the claims papers. He was so emotional. So
Wow, I can imagine I would be too.
I've got some incredible stuff from him. But once that car was crushed and leading in, which we're going to sit down and go over some of the stuff, we've got a few minutes.
Oh, hell yeah.
One of the most interesting parts of the story to me was the Brigadier General, I think that's one of the highest guys up over there.
Uh-huh.
So Elton Extran gets there, who is the lawman,
Yep.
goes up and says, look, got some bad news. One of the cars got damaged. It was a super boss. And he's like, well, your show starts at 72 hours. What are you going to do? He goes, well, we have all the components for the second car that was going to go on the European tour, but we need 5 weeks to build it. And Elton said, well, he tapped me on the back and said, us as Marines could do that 24 hours, so you figure it out.
Good God almighty.
So, and then the problem was they had all the components for this car, but they didn't have the car.
They didn't have the car.
So, I'm going to show you some documents today. It was a car that Ford had pulled off the line and held back for none other than Carroll Shelby.
Good God.
Because it's still number 429.
Yeah.
So they called Carroll and said, hey, we got to have that car. He said, what's it for? He says, for the military. And he's like, you can have it.
Wow.
So they sat there, Connie Coletta, and one of the other really famous drag racers, Carcraft, Elton Extran, Ford Performance Team, all of them, and assembled that car in 48 hours.
Good God.
And then the military, which I showed you, the transport plane, the military then on, because they didn't want to be able to ship in the car. And by the way, it wasn't the military that damaged that car. It was a third-party shipper.
Not surprising
So-
after going to Saudi Arabia for that deal. Yeah.
That was brutal. They damaged everything.
Yeah.
But the military guys know how to strap stuff down.
Oh, yeah.
But after that, the Brigadier General said, that is your cargo plane. I believe it's C-130. I'm not positive.
C-130, if I remember correctly.
So that's And then the first thing you see coming out, which I got good photographs of it, is a Country Squire station wagon.
Yeah.
That Elton and his guys cruised around and towed the lawman around with, you know. But anyway, I think that's an incredible part of the story that people just don't know.
Not a human being that I know on the planet knows that story, or that's eloquated it. I don't, you know, Extran didn't tell me anything about that before he passed. I mean, I was lucky enough to spend some good time with him.
I did too, and that was an honor back then, because when I got that car, I was like, what are you going to do with it? And then when I sent him some video and some clips and stuff and me driving it to work, he's like, my man, I can't believe you're driving it on the street.
Respected the shit out of that.
He thought it was pretty cool. But the stories he has, obviously, I mean, wow. You know, he's in Drag Racing Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Well, I remember I took it to Carlisle. Chrysler's at Carlisle, or not at Chrysler's at Carlisle. I took it to the Carlisle Ford event, and they reunited it with Extran and with the kid. Remember this story? With the kid who was a designer on, I think, the 2nd gen Mustang or 3rd gen, because he, as a 10-year-old kid, saw that car in Vietnam and flew to the States with his mom. They moved to the States, and he became a graphic designer, and he's the one that designed the current model of the Mustang.
Wow.
And so he was there, Extran was there, I was there with the car, and he gifted Extran a version of an updated Lawman Mustang that he designed. So that, talk about emotional, that was really cool.
The guys that I met said that it was actually life-changing.
Yeah.
The only thing that's a drag is, and this now can be said, Elton Extran has passed away, and he actually said it in one interview, and I found it. Ford did pay for this program. So, even though Elton did the whole program, which where I'm going with that is there was some kind of rift between the military and any kind of sponsor paying for anything.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to Ford. And I think,
Big time.
I think that all of our sponsors should be doing this for the military now.
No question.
I don't think it's ever happened again.
Yeah.
So Ford internally did pay for all those cars, all the 428 Cobra Jet cars, both the Super Bosses.
That's awesome.
Now when the Super Boss came back, they sold to Elton for the $4,000. I think it's about what they cost.
Yeah.
Have you seen the internal cost on that car?
No.
So I've got some documents I'm going to show you today. The internal cost for them to put that car together back then
It was like 12 grand.
$24,000
Jesus Christ.
at Carcraft. So you're talking 6 times as much money as a standard
As
Boss
a
9.
standard Boss 9. Good
That's
God.
a serious car.
All of these little tidbits of information are just like serious.
Where's it at?
It's in the bubble.
Can I go grab something to show you?
100%.
How do I get outside since you don't have a door?
Oh, open up this. This is my front door.
All right, so listen to this. I woke up last night in a panic.
Yeah.
2:34 in the morning. My wife texts me at
After
3.
peeing, you were wearing your chastity belt?
No, she goes, where are you? I said, I'm at the office. She goes, why? I said, I don't know what I do with the Lawman stuff. She's like, what? I said, where's my Zero Halliburton briefcase? She goes, I haven't seen that thing in 10 years. I said, I thought it was in the closet. She goes,
Where was it?
So I throw my pajamas on and go ripping up the office, go scouring through my office, and it was shoved under my credenza. And this thing, when I walked to the airport, this thing was so dirty. And feel that. That's all that's in there.
You got more than a couple papers.
Where can we get near it?
100%. So look at this color. So I paid the extra 30 to be the one of one color.
Wow.
On this thing. So this is green machine. So this is F8 with gold tint, with gold tint.
You'll tap for one more time, please.
So what they did on the program, I can't remember, was it the first 20 people, 30 people?
First 30 people that were stupid enough to do it, yeah.
I had the option to do that, but I didn't want to wait that long because I wasn't going to keep it. But the first 30 guys, mainly the guys, me, you, Richard, have always been in the program, Mopar No Car since day one. We all got a shot at having our own color, whatever you wanted to spec. And they did 30 of them. So there'll never be another one of those.
No.
I love
Kenny
GRAIL.
Rain has one.
Love
and
it.
then Kid Rock's got one.
Matches your shirt.
Exactly. Matches my shirt. Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic.
And this is my 2016. This was the first Dodge product in the modern era that I purchased, and I twin turboed it, and it's got a little carbon fiber working, and it's 1700, 1400 of the tires. This was built to be the first Charger in the 7s. We just haven't had the time to do it.
Even though it has too many doors, they do handle better.
It doesn't have too many doors. It has just the perfect amount of doors. This is my favorite car as far as the new Dodge products. I mean, I love the Challenger, but as far as weight's concerned and as far as size is concerned, and this thing is so much more nimble than that car.
It is
I
better,
love
it's
it.
faster, better top end, handles better on the track, I get it. But it's got too many doors.
No, it's all good. It's cool. It means fat guys like me can fit it. So this is the second Cobra in the world, I think, that someone attempted to wrap, right?
Okay.
And the reason it being the second one is it's almost impossible to wrap this car. Because and the reason why we put stripes on it is because you had to break the wrap up.
Okay.
You can't use one piece. You just can't. So where are you going to put the lines?
I thought that technology would come further than it has because I tried to get 2 bumpers chrome wrapped.
Yeah.
Why? It's an hour to explain the story. Well, it didn't work. We tried it last week.
Too many round surfaces, smooth surfaces.
I haven't seen it since, 2003, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
It's been a
We
long
talked about that on the phone.
2003. Yeah.
January 2003. So I owned this car for 3 years before you got it.
Yeah, and when I got it, I contacted Ford. I don't know if you know this, but we redid the tour in the States, stateside. We went to 10 bases, and they set up ride and drives, and then I would do an autograph session, and I'd take all the COs down the tarmac in this.
I don't know how I missed that, but I did. I'm sorry I missed that.
And
That's amazing.
Unfortunately, I think I don't know which base it was at, but it's got a reverse gear pattern.
Reverse valve body 1 and 2 Boss. Well, this is, so people call it Boss 429. It's not. It's a Super Boss.
100%.
So, and they were the only ones with an automatic. So are you running it on fuel, methanol, or
Fuel.
fuel?
Yep.
So you're running about 900 horsepower still?
Yep.
Magnesium 671.
And
You're still
I've
running
driven it a couple times since. Not many times. I mean, I've started it up. Obviously, you've got to get the fluids running through it.
What are the miles on it now?
There's probably 2 more miles on it than
Oh, really? Okay, all right.
if that. Tony Pendergon and I drove it up at show up in West Virginia. And other than that, and me driving it at the bases, I've never driven it anywhere.
So did you ever meet or talk to Elton Extran?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
to meet Al, and I took it to a show, Fords of Carlisle,
Okay.
and we had the car there. He got to see it for the first time in a long time. And then, I used to live near Camp Pendleton in San Diego, and the CO would call me when the white buses would come in from deployment, and I'd put this on a flatbed.
That's awesome.
I'd put it on a flatbed, and I'd be waiting for him. And I wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't put anything up. I'd just wait for people to gravitate towards it. And I cannot tell you how many people I've met whose fathers have pictures of them in this
told the
car
story.
in the garage.
Fortunately, when I had it, some of these guys were still alive. And I can't tell you how many of them teared up when they came and when they saw the car, if I took to a show or wherever I met them. But one of the neatest stories was one of the Marines that was there when it arrived, and he was the one that had to give Elton Extrand the bad news, and then Elton had to go to the Brigadier because the first car that showed up, a container of paper rolled over on it, destroyed it. Well, the show was going to be 3 days later. This is, some people know the story and some people don't. So Elton walks in the Brigadier and says, look, we've got good news, bad news. The 5 428 Cobra Jet cars are here and they're okay, but the Super Boss is destroyed and we need 5 weeks to finish it. And he goes, we do have the parts, but we don't have a car. So Brigadier goes, well, in Marine terms, that sounds like a minor problem. He goes, surely you guys could put that damn car together in 48 hours.
Just like you're getting ready for SEMA.
Seriously. He said, well, it takes forever to get the car back over here. He said, well, nope. He said, you're going to get on that cargo plane, which I think is a C-130.
C-130.
C-130, I don't know. Anyways, they fly him back to Michigan. They go to Carcraft. Yeah. So you've got the Carcraft team there, Ford Performance team, which is another little known fact because back in the day there was some kind of legislative issue or whatever, but Ford actually did sponsor and pay for this stuff. Now for many years Elton couldn't say that because I don't know what the legalese was, but even now their major manufacturers are not sponsoring our military that I know of, and I feel that they should. Absolutely. However, so you had 2 of the top drag racers on the planet, but anyway, they pulled that off in 48 hours and built this car.
It's unbelievable.
But the other problem was when Elton got there was no car to build. That was one of the problems. They were waiting on another one to come down the line.
So the story is there were always 2. That's
correct.
Those are all the stories that I've heard.
Right.
And there was one overseas and there was one sitting in the States. That was the story that I heard until now.
The number 2 car wasn't built. Okay. They had all the parts. They were going to build the number 2 car. They were waiting on a car to come down the line. Hence, it was going to be 5 weeks. They had to get the car and put it all together.
Gotcha.
So when they got there, and Elton told the whole story to everybody, what was going on, everybody was involved. I have a couple other names over there, drag racers that are very, very prominent, which we'll talk about in a minute. Ford came and said, look, we have a car that we pulled initially, like you saved your 95 cars. I like to get number 1 Copos. I just love number 1 stuff. Anyway, this car's there.
I'm 94 less important than you are.
Well, this car was pulled for something very special. Not hard to figure that out. This was Carroll Shelby's car.
You're joking, right?
No, that's why the 429, he wanted Boss 429 in the serial number. So the car, it was already built, it's sitting there. So Elton and some of the others called him and said, look, we need your car. Well, he's actually, I'm honored to meet him several times, and you saw the poster in my garage that he signed, and that's how I presented it to him. He goes, I know you are, you got the, absolutely. I said, is this story correct? He goes, yeah. He goes, I didn't hesitate, it's for the military. I said, so you just let him have the car? He goes, well, this is the tail end, because 70 was the last real year of Shelby GT500s. He goes, his intent, that was going to be my car to keep it. He very humble guy, wanted to help the military. That's how this car came about. So there's so many special things on this car. And the other really neat thing is, and to me, this is the most valuable Mustang in the world. That's just my opinion. If anybody wants to argue that, I would like to sit down and have a podcast.
I'll sit down and talk with them too, 100%.
But these cars were roughly 4,000-ish back then. I may be off on that number, but the internal build cost on this car, I'm talking cost, because a lot of these parts they got for free, but there's a tremendous amount of time. Obviously, the motor's crazy expensive. They spent $24,000 on this car in 1970.
God almighty. What does that equate to nowadays?
A lot.
Jesus.
The way I look at it is, depending, I may be off on the base price of the Boss 9 was, but this car was 5 or 6 times as much money.
Yeah.
Serious car.
That's unbelievable.
Did y'all put the nitrous back on it?
No.
Okay, well, I wouldn't have either.
No way.
But they did test it at 1,500.
Yeah, I'd be too afraid to hit this thing with a shot of nitrous.
Wow.
So yeah, you've never, you know what? Okay, fuck.
No, you don't have to do that.
100%.
It's like a piece of jewelry.
Reality is, I wouldn't be the curator if it wasn't for the prior curator, which was you. But
So-
you've never seen the car in this state.
No, I have not.
I don't think anyone else on the planet has either, other than Marcus Angel, that
So-
flew all over the world trying to get the proper documentation. And yeah, the center caps, you made mention of the center caps of this. Kelsley Hayes wheels, I'd never even heard of them before I purchased the car from you, and then I had to look them up. And then I displayed the car in some magazine, came out and took photos of it. It was published. Somebody sends me an email basically cursing my ass out that I displayed the car without its center caps. Well, I'd never seen it with the center caps on, so I didn't know
Let me show you why.
because it didn't have it.
No, it did.
It did have
These
it?
have got a design.
Oh!
They got a design flaw. So see how far it sticks out?
Yep.
Which you took the tires off and it fell over, it broke.
Oh, shit.
It just blew the cap apart.
That's why.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
When I had this car, I couldn't find any.
Well, here's the tail end of the story. The tail end of the story was the initial part of the email was cussing me out, but towards the end of it, he wanted my address so he could send me the center caps to be with this car. And you know as well as I do, those center caps aren't a dime a dozen by any
difficult
stretch.
to find.
And when you find the set of them, I'm sure you're gonna have to pay through the nose for them. He sent them to me for nothing, just to be on the car,
Parachute still on it?
100%.
Well, can I show you a few things?
I'd be honored.
Okay. Thanks. That's amazing. Wow.
Kidding me?
I don't think it ever looked like that, even new.
No, I don't think it did either.
But
We went over the top, but you know, it deserves it.
I agree. I don't think there's another car in the world that deserves a bubble more than this one.
Yeah, I figured it's the way to do it. I had to display it. I had to display it in a way that I could still see the car, or it would be blasphemy. So Car Capsule came out with that, and I had to grab one instantly.
So there were, that I'm aware of, there were 3 owners of that car.
Prior to you,
No,
or including you?
including me, you're 4. So Elton was the one that obviously owned it most of the time. So when it came back, I believe that he bought it from Ford for just the base cost of the car.
Really?
Had it forever. And then he sold it to a guy named Peter Rasmussen, who was a huge collector in Canada. And when the BMW Z8s came out, I got the first 5 in the US. Actually, I got the first 5 probably in the world.
Yeah.
Upset a lot of people, that's another story. But he just had to have one. That's how I got that.
Good Jesus Christ. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Oh my God.
So I lucked into that. And the only
Oh
reason,
my God.
yeah. It's the only reason I sold it when I did, because I was long. I mean, that was a lot of money back when I sold it as well.
Yeah.
You know, I just couldn't hang on to it. First thing I got you is my shameless plug. I don't know what size shirt you wear.
Well, I'm a couple biscuits shy of a double X, but I think I'm an XL now.
Okay, well, I got you an XL.
Hiya! Thank you, sir.
Everybody at the shop thought you were a 2X,
Yeah.
and my wife told me I need to bring you a 3X. So that's what you got.
Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I'm covered. Each part of my comeback. The beginning part of my comeback when I'm fit in an XL. The middle part of my comeback, I'll be in a double X. And when I kick Gunther's ass, I'll be in a triple X.
That's why I brought it to him. I'm hoping you cut the sleeves off and smack something with that.
100%.
So
You know I will.
So this book, Elton put a lot of time in, Peter put a lot of time in, and so did I.
And that's what you've been hanging over my head for 5 years.
No longer than that. So here's my first gift to you, because I'm not taking this home. Look at this envelope. Dr. Elton A. Ekstrand
Good
to
God.
Peter Rasmussen, the second owner. Many years after he did the deal, he found
No way. He
those are
found
the original keys to the Lawman, and that's an extra set he said they kept around just in case.
Oh, man.
How
That's
cool is
so
that?
freaking cool. Each part of this is so cool, man. I mean, I can't thank you enough, Dennis.
Oh, I'm thrilled that you
You
have
have
decided to keep it forever.
You have to be thrilled that at least somebody that appreciates the car beyond belief is the owner of it.
Well, it's beyond belief what these guys did for the military and what you're continuing to do for the military. I mean, it literally made these guys' lives over there. It was that important. And to talk to some of them that actually saw it, you know, now you're talking to their kids, obviously they were passing that down to their kids. And here's I've got some interviews in here, which a lot of the books and magazines don't have. This is really cool. This is in Elton Ekstrand's words. For the Vietnam tour, the cars were shipped through a private shipping agent. I flew later, but 3 days before the cars arrived. General Barrow was excited and looked forward to see the Super Boss because he wanted to make a trial run. But his main idea, of course, was to do something good for his guys. While we're having dinner, I got a telegram that a container with application forms for wrecking was falling on one of the Mustangs. Oh, At this point, I did not know which one it was. I was really upset. It was not clear at the time on which Mustang the container had fallen on. Later, my thoughts were confirmed. It was the Super Boss. He offered me a military plane to get a second Super Boss over. He would not accept anyway. No, sir. When I told him it would take 5 weeks to finish the second Super Boss, he shook his head and said, no. You have 72 hours to get it here.
Good
So you have to realize these guys are in Vietnam talking about this. So he made Elton get on the C-130 and they flew to Carcraft, and he and Elton rounded the team up to put the car back together. Now, along with the Carcraft team, Ford, Elton, and some of Shelby's guys, you had Connie Coletta and Roy Steffi.
See, the funny part is that how things come full circle. Coletta's in the airplane business with my brother.
Really? Yeah. Did he tell you this story?
Nope.
Well, Elton told me personally that Connie Coletta was there nonstop.
I'll ask him.
Helping put this car together. He wanted to make sure it happened, and they got it.
I can ask him now.
So that car was built in 48 hours. It's supposed to take 5 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
So going back to the program, I've got Elton's actual program.
Wow.
There's one of the driving awards you would get if you went through the program. They actually had to go through a school. If you went through the school, got your certificate, then they kind of did a drawing out of the hat.
Yeah.
There were 5 cars, the 428 Super Cobra Jet cars that the guys got to drive. So this tells all about the tour. Now this is all about the Asian tour. And they told about the 2 cars, again, 428 Cobra Jet, 429 Boss, performance, what was expected of you to learn in the class to get to drive the car.
Wow.
So this is all laid out. Again, this is the Asian tour. There's the first picture you're going to see of the rolled over Super Boss. There's the first picture you're going to see of the C-130 that used to move the Super Boss around.
Wow.
This is actually a photograph. It's a little bit out of sequence, but this is when they came back in '72. This is at an Air Force base in Michigan. It was -7 degrees below.
Wow.
But they got the whole team back. Now, what you have to realize is this team back here is going to be the European. Asia wouldn't let the other cars out.
Gotcha.
So the fact that he was able to get that car out,
It's amazing.
it wasn't supposed to come out. They stuck it in the plane. So, and there's a whole lot of stories about what was going on over there, what they would allow them to do in Asia. Now, these are the actual photos. Look at the date, March 70, from the guy that disassembled this car.
And built the second one?
No,
Or helped build the second one?
no, this is the car in Vietnam wrecked. This is the
Okay,
damaged
I
car.
got you, I got
So
you.
they pulled the motor
Pulled
out,
off what they could save.
and supposedly the car got scrapped over there in Vietnam. So these are the only actual photos of that. And until I unearthed these and gave them to Stephen Strange, nobody believed there was another car. It was always doubted.
Damn.
But that's it. So here's all the photos of the original Lawman car.
Wow.
And some of the photos of the original team cars.
Team cars, yeah. How
Yeah.
about all the team cars that they
They are not all accounted for.
They're not.
No.
I'm trying. And X-Tran's got a Pinto that he did.
Yes, that's up here. There's photographs of that in here.
I'm
as
trying
well.
to find that because my wife's first car was a Pinto. So I'm trying to find the Pinto Lawman to put it next to that, to have my wife have it.
I think I know where that is. Give me a couple weeks. This is when it first rolled out of the C-130. And guys, if I'm saying this wrong in the military, please don't crucify me.
That's arguably one of the coolest shots that I've seen of that.
It is. And this is also really neat. So Ford sent Elton Country Squire station wagon.
You told me that.
So this is what he rolled around in. When he was over. So the station wagon, the Lawman, toured all over
Oh my God.
Asia and all over Europe.
And I've never seen that picture.
That's a pretty rare picture.
Never seen that one.
And I'm sure you've seen this one on Coral
Yep.
Sea. A lot of these pictures I let out there and gave the rights to whoever, Stephen Strange, those guys. And there's one with the.
Haven't seen that one.
So this is a very rare picture. This is with the parachute actually out. Now, this picture shovels. We haven't gotten to the gold yet.
Haven't seen that one.
Okay, that's really rare, of course.
Seen that one. Seen those.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's as cool as it gets. I mean, what that describes in one photo is why that car is so valuable. I mean, I say valuable. I'm not talking about money.
Yeah, well,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, absolutely. Well, there's Elton there, and here's all the military. But this is also really neat. And as you're super knowledgeable in Mustangs, and obviously on Boss 9 cars. A lot of these Boss 9 cars, when these guys came back, they drag raced them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is why, because they saw it. And a lot of these military guys bought them. And there are a lot of Boss 9 cars that were drag racing. That's what they're for. Everybody thinks they got to have a completely 100% original numbers matching car that was never ridden hard and put up wet. Well, these are the guys that bought them because they saw this car.
Exactly.
So it did work for Ford as well. Now, this is where you could really tell he made a major impact. So here's a letter from General of the U.S. Marine Corps to Elton thanking him
Wow.
on Navy letterhead.
Maybe letterhead, yeah. Wow.
Here's
look at
one
all
on
these.
Air Force letterhead from the commander of the Air Force.
Wow.
Here's another one from the Air Force from another commander of the Air Force. Look at these dates. These are all in 70. So he left such an impression, they fired him off a letter immediately because they wanted him to keep doing it. Now, here's where I got you. We talked one time on the phone. You said that you had seen it on television somewhere around 2001. This was it right here. So this is all, the Elton still had the car. So and there's another letter from Elton to Peter. So, boom. There's the build sheet and invoice for the car.
Wow.
Not a copy.
Look at that, man. Good Jesus.
Look at that.
That's unbelievable. I don't even know what to tell you.
It's like having a Hemi Cuda and not having your broadcast sheet. Well, sir, you now have the original invoice for this car.
Man, thank you so much.
And the Ford Imager report. Have that as well. Here's what's really cool about this car to help me back up my story. And there are a couple other invoices like this, but what I told you is this car was put aside for Carroll Shelby. And the reason why, again, is 429. But look through the ship to is FDGO Garage. That's Ford. Sold to Ford. And then it gets better.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And what's cool about it, this is a 2-page.
Wow.
What does that say?
Wow. Shelby. So
Everybody, I've always known that car was real. When I first stirred it up, some people doubted it because his paperwork wasn't.
But
I
I've
didn't
never
show it.
heard any of this story. Not even a part of it. Not even a. I get it. I know that it's true. But how could nobody have known about it, or even
Because I had this.
Because you had it and you didn't tell him.
Pretty
Why
much.
would you? Yeah.
Pretty much. To be honest with you, I was hoping I was going to get the car back one day, but the last 3 or 4 times, I said, I will never, ever, ever sell this car. I talked to my wife. I said, I've got to get this paperwork to him. She goes, well, give it to him. So a bunch of other stuff.
Thank you.
This is yours, sir.
Thank you.
You got the original keys, invoice, imager report, and the whole history for the last 3 owners.
Dennis is my new best friend.
Is that cool?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I can't thank you enough. I mean, again, this is why we're doing this TV show. This is why I love this niche so much, is that you got some great people
Agreed.
in the car world. And it's not about us, it's about the car.
It is in the people. In this car specifically, and we've talked about this a lot, thank you to the military for your service. I mean, this car is still emotional to me.
100%.
You have those cars that got away. That's mine, but I'm glad you have it. And if you guys ever get the opportunity to see it, and thank you to you for taking care of it. That is, I hope, is the cherry on top and the icing on the cake of the Super Boss 429.
It's an unbelievable day. We've had an unbelievable day, but this puts a button on it, man. Thank you
We have.
so much. I really appreciate it. And it's in good hands. That's all I can tell you. There ain't
I
a
know
son
it.
bitch that's going to get that thing away from me.
I know it. Next time it goes to show, let me know.
Well, I don't let it go anywhere. I just don't. Matter of fact, here's the deal. If you think there's a show worthy of it going to, you call me.
You got it.
Because if not, it's not moving. It's just not. Now I let Marcus take it to that Ford event when he got it done. And other than that, I'm never going to take it anywhere unless
To
you
me,
think it's worthy.
to me, I think it would need to be military related, but that's just my opinion. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. I
You rock.
appreciate it. Thank you. You travel safe.
All right, let's go, Zach. This is a Botania's platter. I think that's kind of like an all-in of one of everything.
That's an all-in and one of everything. Yes. Way to go.
So this is your local favorite place?
Yeah, it was literally the first place that first small business owner that I met. There's a place called D1 where they train high school kids for all kind of sports.
Makes sense.
And one of the instructors there is a veteran, and he asked me if I like Mexican food, and it was the first day we were in town and actually went in town. And obviously I said yes, and he goes, well, new veteran-owned place that just opened up, and so boom, within 20 minutes I was at the front door. And they have to kick me out every day because I love this place.
I actually threw your name around there for a second today because we always ask what favorite places to eat, which you told us, compadres. So we went by there. Neat place, super nice guy.
Very small place, family owned.
But you got to push your favorite restaurant.
100%. And they cater to us every episode. They cater.
So we dropped by and got the B-roll. We'll show them.
Thank you.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, they're beef.
If y'all have that, I'm just going to do that. All right, well, the fajita meat, I already tried it, so I'm kind of cheating.
It's freaking
fantastic. It's falling apart.
That's what sold me on the joint. 100%.
Chicken soft tacos with corn tortilla. Actually, it's just a cheese quesadilla, I'm sorry. Corn tortilla. See how the sauce tastes.
I'm good, my brother.
Really good. Get a little nacho in here.
Oh, yes. Actually, sit down.
Well, I tried. Bill ate all his.
Other than the chips, I mean, you did a pretty damn good job.
I think so. I ate the soft tacos. The enchiladas are laid on top. Most of the fajita meat.
That's like a party platter.
It is a Botanya's party platter from Compadres. So if you're ever in Bernie, Compadres is it, right?
It is definitely it, and your toilet's going to be where it's at later. You're going to have a party in the toilet. Oh my
Maybe
God.
so.
I'm out of here.
As always, please
Terry,
share and follow.
and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next week.